Welcome everyone to the video. Welcome to the channel. Just gotta fix my glasses here a little bit. Oh man, there's a windstorm going on. I mean, it's getting crazy over here on the West Coast. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the weather at all, but it's gonna get pretty wild here from a winter, what do you call it? Rain, wind. We're not gonna get the worst of it. It's gonna go mostly northern California, Oregon, Washington. And but nonetheless, we're still going to get probably a lot of rain here coming soon. We're already getting the wind, and I was taking stuff down in the backyard, and I already bent one of my nails backwards. I'm like, great, it really hurts. It's so annoying. Please like the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below, and hit the bell notification if you want to get notified when we drop these videos. I was at Costco the other day, and they had an amazing deal. I don't know if you want to, I know there's a lot of people that in the whiskey world, I follow some groups, and some Costco's, they sell spirits or alcohol. Some of them don't. I know in Texas they don't. But they had a great deal, and like I said, I follow some posts about great deals, looking out for deals at Costco's. But this right here, not anything like crazy high end or anything like that, but just a great Scotch whiskey. And they had it for $15.99 discounted down. $15.99 for this bottle. This bottle will typically go for between right around $25-ish or so. If you go like to Total Wine or Bevmo or your supermarket might be a little bit higher. But $15 over at Costco, amazing deal. So I was like, I'm not gonna pass that up. I always walk the whiskey aisle anyway. Every time I go to Costco, I just go take a look, see what they have. They have what is it? It's Four Roses, the barrel. It's not the barrel proof. I forget what they call it exactly, but they have the the Four Roses release that they release towards the end of the year. Typically is a higher proof. I think it's like no, it's not Barrel Select. I can't remember what exactly they call it, but it's really good. Four Roses, nonetheless, is very, very delicious bourbon. But I picked this one up here. Also, our Costco has a lot of selection of Kirkland, which is the in-house brand, not Kirkland, the home decor store. This is Costco Kirkland. They have a bunch of Kirkland branded whiskeys, a really great deal. And some people speculate that some of them, like they have a 12-year Scotch Speyside, and a lot of people believe, just based on tasting, that Costco will never tell you, believe that it's sourced from Macallan. And Macallan's a very high-end name. Whether you like the whiskey or not, that's up to you. For me, it's very sweet. Not my preferred Scotch whiskey, but it is good. But so a lot of people assume that some of these brands that they have that's branded Kirkland are actually these larger names. I think their vodka brand, I forget what it's called, what they call it exactly. There's an American vodka Kirkland, there's another Kirkland vodka, and everyone believes it's Grey Goose, but with vodka, how can you really tell? What is what? This is just a screw top, so okay, that was pretty cool, but not bad. Chivas. Chivas I don't know what it means, in Spanish that means Chivas is goats, if I'm not mistaken. I should be better at Spanish, I really, really should. My mom speaks Spanish, my dad speaks Spanish. My sisters probably speak a little bit better than me. My wife speaks Spanish, so I just never picked it up. That was my worst subject in high school, was the language. English. I'll do a little pour there. English and Spanish. Linguistics, I guess. So I'm getting a little fancy here with my little fancy glass here. But this is the good thing about working for yourself. Good thing about, you can break into the cabinet anytime you want. One of my favorite scenes from the movie Blade Runner. If you guys are fans of Blade Runner, I'm a huge sci-fi guy. Blade Runner, one of my favorite movies, is when Harrison Ford's character gets called back to the office, gets called back to the police department to do one last job, and then the chief there breaks out a bottle and makes a pour really quick for both of them. one of my favorites. Interactions as well too. Great, great movie. If you guys haven't seen Blade Runner, check it out. I'm currently watching Dune Prophecy. They just released the first episode. It takes place over 10,000 years before the Dune we know. So pretty interesting, pretty cool. In the world of reselling, okay, I've trashed offsite ads. I'm not using it anymore. I turned it off as of today, and the day of me filming this is Wednesday. I turned off offsite ads. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm seeing no traction anymore. Maybe like a few clicks here and there. It's like $1.50 I'm spending on it. I'm not seeing any much of a return. A loss, actually, technically. There was like one sale because of someone clicked on an offsite ad. So only one sale. It's not worth it to me anymore. So, and like I've said before, it died in September. Like everything was great. Everything was going great. I was, just on offsite ads. I was spending about $200 on offsite ads, and we were selling about $800 worth of merchandise off offsite ads. So not bad as far as your return on your ad spend. It was pretty good, and I was going to go ahead and start planning to invest more money into that because I was already seeing a great return from it. And come September, everything dried up. All the clicks dried up. There was it just died. In my opinion, completely died. There were still a few clicks here and there, like I said, but in my opinion, it died. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. Logically, I'm thinking because they released the priority, they renamed all their, what do you call it? Ads, what they call their promotions, their ads and everything. And then they have now the priority standard ad. And so my guess, logically, thinking through it logically, they're pushing more of the, priority ads, or they want you to use priority ads, and that is what's getting more of the focus as far as eBay is concerned. And you definitely see it. Many people are saying eBay is dead, but if you turn on priority ads, boom, you start seeing clicks just like crazy, like right off the bat. So you got to be sure. You got to be if you are going to use priority ads, be cautious. Make sure you set the the amount you're willing to spend. Now, they did change it, so when you set the per day limit of how much you want to spend, let's say $10, they can actually, because they just recently changed that at the beginning of November, they can actually charge up to double that, so $20 in the day, based on traffic, what eBay sees as the traffic going on that day on the website. So they'll push more of your ads if they see a lot of traffic going on that day. Well, let me tell you what, I've been running out of ad spend come Wednesday. Like today, I ran out of ad spend already on priority ad. I'm like, dang, that went by fast. Now, they will not exceed the 7-day limit, and the 7-day limit you get by multiplying what you set for your daily limit by 7. And that will be your weekly limit. They will not exceed the weekly limit, but your daily limit may be exceeded, and you could potentially run out of budget prior to your 7 days are up. It's supposed to be smart. It's supposed to know what it's doing. It's blowing through the budget rather fast, in my opinion. So I went ahead and turned off offsite ads, and the money that I was spending there, I just added that to priority ads, and because I was already spending that money. With whatever little clicks I was getting, like it was like $1.50 or something like that. So not really that much. So, I just added that to my daily limit, and I changed my cost per click. So you can change your cost per click so that we don't burn through it so fast. I mean, I was already burning through it pretty fast. I dropped it down to the minimum. The minimum is 20 cents. So you can't, I was going to try to do 15, but I found out the minimum is 25. I was doing 25 and the minimum is 20 cents per click. So I would definitely recommend using the minimum cost per click, because you will burn through your cash very fast when it comes to priority ads. I don't know if it's still learning. I don't know. Am I doing something wrong? Should I change something? I don't think so, but I don't know. There's still a lot of activity on eBay. There's a lot of activity. There's a lot of people, a lot of buyers, a lot of clickers. So I'm burning through cash. Oh, that is Scotch whiskey. I mean, Scotch is good. When it comes to whiskey, the whiskey world, Scotch is one of my favorites. It's all my favorites. Except this one. Everybody at the flea market knows I'm a whiskey guy, and occasionally they will find bottles in storage units, and they can't sell it. You can't sell, so they'll gift me whiskey bottles, and I got this one. It was called like old granddad's, whiskey or something like that. Oh man, that was just straight fire. There was nothing to it. There was no flavor, no nothing. It was just straight burn all the way down. Like, holy cow. So that one was not good. That one, in my opinion, I didn't like that one. But most whiskeys I do enjoy. Most whiskeys, that is. But there's something. Scotch is just sweet, smoky, just really, really good. Just a really cool, mellow. You don't, in my opinion, and when it comes to Scotch whiskey, most Scotch whiskeys, I don't really add anything to it. Maybe a little bit of water here from time to time, but in my opinion, it doesn't need ice or anything. Scotch is just such a typically they're around 40 proof. I'm sorry, not 40 proof, 80 proof. So that would be 40% alcohol. It doesn't say right here, right off the top of the bottle, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. There are some that are higher that may require a little bit of water or something, but sometimes the water will actually, if it's the burn that you're trying to avoid, sometimes the water will make it worse. But you could put enough to dilute it, but then you lose all the flavors, in my opinion. Now, sometimes I do drink with ice. It just depends on how I'm feeling that day and what I'm drinking that day. So that is really, really good. If you guys want to break into whiskey or want to try a Scotch, never tried Scotch or anything like that, great brand. And at Costco right now, at least in California, in my area, $15.99. You can't go wrong with $15.99 for a bottle. So really, really good. Okay, priority ads. We got some what solds coming up, and what else? Oh, live shows. I want to do I definitely want to incorporate some sort of a live. The problem with lives is I really got to carve out some time in the day, and I'm thinking Sundays. The last couple lives I did were on Sundays, and I think I might do Sundays. Santa Claus is popping through the back. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a large Annalise Santa Claus over my shoulder right over here, and it's popping through the thing right there. I see its foot. And so let me know. I know I get a couple. I know there's definitely like 2 or 3 people that join in my lives every single time. Let me know if you guys are interested in that. I'm trying to think of what I should do. I'm currently in the lives. I've been breaking down Lego sets. I'm currently in the process of breaking down my Lego sets, all the new Lego sets I have. I collect primarily just the minifigures, so I'm taking out the minifigures, selling the rest of the set just to help make some money back. I'm not earning anything from it. I'm not making any money on it. I'm losing money actually, but I'm recouping my cost a little bit. But plus I don't I'm pretty sure someone else would have a better use for the pieces. Otherwise, I would probably build them out, maybe store them, maybe throw them in a large container or something like that. So I'd rather put them in the hands of somebody that wants them or can use them. But I do tend to keep the ships. I do like the ships. I don't keep them all. I have very limited space. I do like to set them up. Not so much the landscape ones. The last one I sold was the Indiana Jones one, which was a landscape. The last landscape one I sold was Indiana Jones, and that one sold immediately, really, really quick. I priced it, really, really good. I think I priced at $27. It probably could have gone for more, probably around $40 just for the set, because it had a lot of pieces in it. But I just wanted, sell it just to, give it to somebody that's gonna put it to use. And I already got the minifigures out of there, so. So I was doing my lives and I was breaking down sets, but I'm not breaking them down fast enough. It's too slow. I gotta get through all these sets. My goal is to get through all these sets before the end of the year, before we start buying more new sets again. I want to clear out what I have now because space is limited. Space is extremely limited. And we need to create more space for new incoming inventory. So I got to get rid of the old inventory. And then, so the live show, I'm thinking of doing a kind of like a reaction or my take on other resellers when they go out to flea markets, garage sales, goodwills, and giving my own opinion on that. So let me know if you guys would want to see that, if you're into that. I'll be honest. I'll tell you this. I will be honest. I'm not going to be, ragging on people or making fun of them or anything like that. I'll give you my honest opinion of what I feel of them, first of all, and their pickups. So let me know if you guys want to see that, and I'll be able to potentially carve out some time on a Sunday, usually about midday-ish or so, so I can introduce a live into the schedule. And because I really do enjoy it. I really do like it. And now that I have the whole setup here, it's still improving. The setup's still improving here. Getting better, every day. I still need to I want to get a new capture card for my computer. Because right now it's external. It works okay. But it's through USB. And so it works good. But I would like to get an internal card for my computer for that. So we will see about that. News. I totally forgot. I was going to talk about this really quick. So this might be a little bit of a longer video. So if you guys are watching still, the what solds are coming up, and you can check the chapters down below to see where it comes up. If you're just here for what solds. But, so, of course, I was reading the news, keeping an eye on things, and I talked about this a few videos ago regarding TARFs or tariffs. I believe it's pronounced tariffs. I should probably see how Google pronounces it, but tariffs. And I saved the article right here, and I'm warning everybody right now, cost of goods that are coming out of China are going to go up. There is no question about it at this point. The incoming administration is going to put tariffs in place to discourage or to help encourage more growth within the U.S. as far as manufacturing goes and made in the USA. Or made else places, not so much being reliant on one area. The whole rule about, a lot of resellers talk about this, investing talk about this. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, spread out your risk. And we were heavily invested in getting items from China. And if you look at the pandemic, what happened? We had a hard time getting items in, so what better way than to make it in-house? So you see a lot of companies do this. They'll turn to making things in-house as opposed to buying it from other people because the cost can get really, really high. Or you can end up with issues. I know in the chip space, computer chips, CPUs, graphics cards, all that stuff, GPUs. A lot of it comes out of Taiwan. There's one company which the name escapes me right at this moment. They do a lot of manufacturing of chips, processors, all that. And, companies need to kind of get on their schedule because they produce for a lot of different people and a lot of different companies. And so companies got to get ahead of that. So they're planning, years in advance to get on their schedule, on their production line so they can get their chips out. So they're placing advance orders with this company. I can't remember. TSMC. That's what the name of it is. I don't remember. Taiwan Semiconductor, something. So a lot of companies, we're talking, probably at least 2 years in advance. They're booking time with this manufacturer to get their chips made. Intel, one of the big problems with Intel, if you guys are interested in tech and computer companies, it might have some relevance here. Intel decided to, make their own fabs or their own fabrication, assembly lines, manufacturing. and they started to do it in-house. Well, the cost was just incredible, and they couldn't get into the new. There's this thing, nanometers. You get smaller and smaller, so you can put more transistors on a processor, making it faster, more efficient, and all that. Well, Intel kept having trouble getting to that next lower level, and they ended up stuck at one level, and so it really, really put them in the spot they're in now, which is a very negative spot for them at this time when it comes to the performance of their equipment, their chips, their processors, and not that the average person is really, really gonna be notice that, oh my goodness, I've lost like 3% of my frame rates on this game because I'm running Intel. The average person is not going to notice that at all. So these are all like really, really closed testing and everything. So, but nonetheless, the news gets out and it's not favorable for Intel. So they end up in a situation in a real, real bind. So what I would say, a lot of these companies are reliant upon Taiwan, and there's one specific company in Taiwan. So if anything happens to that company, there could be issues in the supply chain. There could be issues in getting products to the market. It could cause a crunch in supply. And what happens when there's a crunch in supply? Prices tend to go up. Well, so we're trying to, obviously, the incoming administration is trying to promote, made in America. That's like their motto, is about America. So prices are going to go up. I don't know if that story about Intel really applied to any of this, but I guess it's kind of like, not put all your eggs in one basket. But then there could be issues if you try to do stuff on your own as well, too. There could be problems as well, too. So there's problems on both sides, okay? Both sides of the equation here. But nonetheless, prices are going to go up from items coming from China and or items that require maybe additional parts that come out of China to finish a final product. Those prices can require like a lot of tech stuff. They can make tech stuff other places, but sometimes some of the components, like maybe the circuit board, comes out of China, and so there could be an increased cost just because of that, because that's going to require additional cost to build the overall product in another country, in like Taiwan or something like that. So we already have warnings coming in here from several companies. Now, I'll tell you right now, the ones that were listed here that have already made kind of some, news or advanced price raising. And the first one here is AutoZone. AutoZone has already announced that they're going to be passing on the cost. These tariffs haven't even been, they haven't even been made yet. We don't even know if they're even going to go through or not, but it looks like it's pretty sure going to happen. So they're already announcing an increase in price. They're potentially looking at, did they say? I don't think they really even said like how much. All they said was they're going to be passing on the increased cost to the customer, which means if you go to AutoZone, auto parts, everybody eventually goes to buy an auto part of some kind, even maybe windshield wipers, if you do the bare minimum on your own. Those costs, a lot of those things come out of China, and they will be an increase in costs there. What else? Who else? Steve Madden, the purse maker, the shoe maker, designer, sources 70% of its product out of China. They're going to start to shift things around, but that's going to take time. But in the meantime, they're announcing that they are going to increase prices on their products in stores. Columbia, we like to resell Columbia jackets. Columbia is a great brand. They've already announced that they are going to start to look to raise prices now. These companies are going to start to raise prices now to get ahead of these tariffs that are going to be definitely pretty much almost incoming. We're not 100% sure until it actually happens. It doesn't, until it happens, pretty sure everything's going to happen. And these companies are already beginning to look at raising prices here. Probably come, after the holidays, because everybody's running sales. Everybody's, it's Black Friday, end of the year. Everybody's trying to, to make money, get in the black basically. So they will probably start to shift right after that and increase prices. So be aware of that. And I mentioned this before as well too, that could be beneficial to us as resellers. If you are reselling and listening to this, why can that be beneficial to us is because our products, what we source, yes, sometimes the cost can be high, but our products are already here. They're here in the United States. Whether they were made in China or not, they are already here. So we will not be paying the additional, hopefully, there won't, where we source that won't raise prices, but that can happen too. But like a lot of companies like Goodwill, they get donations, but they still are, probably indirectly affected by it, or increase in employees, the cost of having employees, increase in rents and all that. So they could raise prices, but not associated with that. Most of our products are going to be here in the U.S. that we are sourcing. I know there are some people that do source overseas. They bring in products and they resell it, so they may get affected. A lot of drop shippers may get affected as well too. We will see. I mean, obviously we don't know 100% right now, but we can already foresee that this may happen. It did happen with the previous term. So here we go. Just, more stuff we got to worry about. And USPS is raising prices too. I don't think I need to mention that. They're going to raise prices. Yeah, that's going to happen. I think I already mentioned that. Don't get comfortable with these increased prices that we have right now just for the holiday, because it'll probably be the price come next year. Okay, let's get to the what sold. That's enough talking, because I know I talked quite a bit. And let's do the what sold. What sold? Racing horses. These are bronze. If you look at the title, I kind of messed up a little bit. And I put antique bronze style set. I meant to actually put bronze in front of antique and do antique style is what I meant to do. But the keywords were still there. These are bronze sculptures. And they're really, really heavy. That's one of the telltale signs of bronze is the weight. The patina. You kind of just get a feel for it. And these were really, really cool, just race horses. When I initially bought these, I thought they were all different, because they actually had numbers on each horse. Each horse had a number. And I thought they were different initially, but when I got them home and I looked at them all, I was like, oh, they're all the same thing. So I was going to do individual listings for these, price them right around $15 or so. But the fact that they were all brand new, I was like, I could do one listing and just sell, quantity. I think this is like 9 or 10 of them. Quantity of that and sell one at a time. But I was like, nah, I'll just get rid of them all at once. They're, they sold for... And, I mean, kind of interesting. They went to Kentucky, which, Kentucky Derby. So, oh man, I got to do this. See, one of these days I'm going to be prepared for these what solds. One of these days. Not today. $58 is what it sold for. Now, it was significant. It has a significant amount of weight to it. So it was $16 for the shipping on this. But really, really cool. Race horses, animals, the subject matter. It's all subject matter. Horses are popular. Cats are popular. Cats are probably more popular. Cats, in my opinion, are probably the most popular animal when it comes to reselling, that is. Because they sell all the time. I sell cat stuff almost all the time. But horses, barnyard animals, farm animals, they still do really well. So these sold pretty cool, and they're fairly, they're bronze, so they're fairly weighty, fairly durable. So yeah, I'd still wrap them in bubble wrap and put them in a nice box with some padding and everything, packaging paper. So I did, take care of them, so they made it on there, so they will make it on their trip safely. So really, really cool. Keep your eye out for these, for bronze. Bronze in general, I guess, is the motto here. Is bronze does really well. Bronze sculptures. However, most people know what bronze. Maybe they don't know it's bronze, but they will definitely know that there's a significant amount of weight to it, and they will price it accordingly. Okay. Anthropology. Now, it's been a while since I've sold an anthropology anything. So, like, and I've actually slowed down in buying anthropology just because I haven't been moving anthropology that well. So, this was really cool, though. This was a tin, 3 tiers, and just canister anthropology. Tiffin, I got the Tiffin, or I took a picture of it, and that's, it came up on the anthropology website. So it was sold out. Thought maybe that might help it, but not really. It still took about 4 months to sell, but it's still a cool piece. It doesn't really even weigh that much. So this has been sitting around for a while, in my opinion. So storage bowl tin is a very thin tin metal canisters, the copper color. Kitchen home. I could have used probably like a geometric in there as well too. That could have helped, but I was kind of running out of room there as far as how I wanted to describe it. With the amount of space I had, yeah, I wanted to throw decor in there, but I was like, I wanted to use kitchen and home, but it still got it sold. Still pretty cool. It was lightweight. It didn't really. I think the box weighed more than this thing, so the box kind of sent this over to the 2 pound range. But what do they pay? So I put 3 pounds. So they paid a little bit. So again, so I can recoup some of the cost that I have in shipping supplies. $25 is what it sold for, so pretty good. And the buyer paid $11.70 in shipping on this item. And it's not too big. This went in a decent box. Oh, the bronze went in a 12 by 8x6 box, and then these here went in this tin went in a 975 box. So really cool. All right. Next one here, Hallmark ornaments. Now, I was watching a video, and that's one of the reasons why I want to do, kind of recaps, or not really recaps, but a review of other people's content or them going out to kind of give my opinion on things, and where I think, what I think you should be doing. Should you be picking that up? What price point should you be picking that up? Do they have an advantage because they do have a built-in audience already to sell to? So, and I definitely want to, talk about that and discuss that as well. But, because I was watching somebody's video just the other day, 2 days ago, I think, and they picked up a bunch of Hallmark keepsake ornaments, a bunch of them. And let me tell you what, Hallmark keepsake ornaments are not, again, 98%, 97%, not worth it at all. You should not be picking it up because they will be priced up. Unless you can get them for like 50 cents, $1, even $1 might be a little bit too much. 2 for $1 will be really good. Typically, Goodwills will have them priced up around $4 or $5 or so. So you got to be cautious. You got to be really cautious. This is a good one though. This is just the rainbow colored, as you see, becoming yourself. Butterfly. I got 3 of these, and this one sold 4. These sell 4. I already sold 1. This is the second one that sold. The ones to look out for right now, $22.37 is what this sold for. So this is a good one to look out for. The older birds, I haven't found any of those, but the older vintage birds, if you can find those ones, they're just birds. The ornament is just a bird. That's it. There's nothing else with it. So you can look out for those. Those do sell pretty well. Some of the older, like what do you call it, company ones, like there was a Long's Drugs that we sold a couple of years ago. It went for like $175. There was also I bought and sold actually, matter of fact, I overbought the Haunted Mansion ones this month, or this year, I should say, at Hallmark, because they released new Disney Haunted Mansion, and I accidentally bought a couple that we had from the previous year. I didn't know they re-released it, so I bought them anyway, and those resold incredibly fast. I didn't make very much on it, a few bucks, but we just had them extras. I was like, I'll just resell them, I guess. Maybe I could have returned them, but I just resold. I was like, I'll just resell them. We made a couple of bucks on it, not very much at all, because they're brand new. But they still sold for quite a bit. So if you can find them, Even for $20, they'll sell for around $40-ish. But any of the Hallmark, keepsake ornament, haunted mansion, Disney haunted mansion ones will do incredibly well. I need to go onto eBay and buy the electric light parade from last year. That's one I really, really want because I remember that when I was a kid. That was my favorite parade when I was a kid, was the electric light parade. Main Street electric light parade. This year they had the Small World one, which is really, really cool. We have the Small World. Not really huge fan of the Small World, but I do have the Small World one. We're big Disney fans. So, and this one in a Patty Poly bag, pretty easy. Did I say what the shipping cost was? I don't think I said what the shipping cost was. I mean, it went for under, this was under 10 pounds. I mean, under 10 ounces, sorry. $5.39 is what they paid in shipping. Oh, I think I have a bonus one, too, in this one. To top it off, this will be a little bit longer because I threw a bonus what sold in here. Just because I want to see if you guys are familiar with this. Okay, Thomas the Train. Thomas the Train is incredibly popular still. Keep your eye out for the Thomas the Train action figures. Don't pay too much. They will sell pretty well. Some of them sell for more than others. Some of them are a little bit rarer than others. This one here is one of the more rarer ones. A lot of what's listed right now is around $60, but they're not selling. So, I've been buying and selling these Thomas the Train all the time. This is the electric version, battery operated. You got to be very, very cautious when you're opening these because they're just plastic clips. You could potentially break it, so be careful because the batteries are on the inside in the middle. This one here, Bell Search and Rescue, Thomas the Train, sold for $20. I know this one sold for $27. So this sold the moment I listed it. I was like, wait a second. Maybe I could have gotten a little bit more. But I knew it wasn't going to sell for $60. I knew it because there were several listings for around 60. One of them I think was 75. It was not going to sell for that much. So I knew I was going to come in. I was like, I'll probably come in around half of that, and it sold quickly. $27.38. $4.81 is what they spent on shipping on this. I probably could have got a little bit more, maybe closer to 35, maybe closer to 40, just due to its rarity. But I'm happy with it. I only spent a few bucks on it. I think it was $3 at Savers. Plus I got 20% off, so a little bit of a better deal. So it makes good money, and it's small, easy to ship, easy to store, easy to picture, easy. It was already working, tested, clean. A lot of these will have hair inside. They'll have hair inside the wheels, and it'll be a pain in the butt to get it all out. Sometimes you just throw it away, don't even bother with it. But this was cool. This was clean. Liked it. Piece of cake. Easy sale. Another fast seller. This sold incredibly fast. However, there are issues, as you can see in the title there. Crystal Cut. I didn't know the brand. Google Image was giving me several different names, but I really didn't know exactly, so I didn't put any name in there. But Crystal Cut Glass. It was cut glass. You can tell cut glass by the sharp edges it might have in the design. So as you feel it, it'll feel very sharp. I guess is the only way to describe it, in my opinion. But crystal cut glass, salt and pepper. These are really cool. I wish these were in better condition, but they were chipped up. I really didn't notice. They were chipped up already. I didn't notice the chipping, but I was like, all right, we can get over that. We can still probably sell these for around $25-ish. But I didn't notice there was a major chip on the foot. Can you guys see? I can't see because it's being blocked by a window. On the foot of this thing, not this thing, but of the salt, one of the salt and pepper shakers, it had a major chip, which I didn't even notice. I'm like, how did I even not notice that? I'm guessing maybe it happened in the bagging process. Maybe it happened when we brought it home. I did not see that, and I would have seen this. This thing was huge. It was a huge chip. I was like, what the heck? So I was kind of annoyed. Listed them anyway. Listed them as damage. We're making a little bit of money. We're not making too much on these. I think they were $1.29 each. So around $4-ish. They sold for $12. So we're not making very, very much at all. The shipping cost, we will make a little bit just because of the shipping. $6.46 is what they paid for the label. So because of that, we will make a little bit of money on it. Maybe break even, I think. Maybe break even on this, which would be the best case scenario. But it sold incredibly fast. Maybe I could have got a little bit more. I mean, it sold within a matter of about 4 hours after me listing listing these items here. So don't be afraid to pick up chipped up items. Just make sure they're not too damaged. Because if they're too damaged, if I saw that big old chip on the bottom of this, I probably would have left it behind if it was there. I'm pretty sure it was not chipped when not significantly chipped when I picked it up. But nonetheless, we're still making some money on it. And it is chipped up. It's a no-name product that at least I can tell. Maybe this person was able to knew exactly what the brand was. I didn't know. How they found it, I don't know. I tried to pull out all the Rolodex of keywords here. And in the title, I always want to put, if there's any significant damage issues with it, I want to try to put that in the title so the buyer knows exactly what they're getting. And when they see that, it will hopefully, get them to flip through the pictures to see the actual condition of the item. These were really, really cool, and they sold very, very fast. Do you want fast sell-through rate? Right there. Fast sell-through rate is right. Am I pointing to it? I'm not even pointing to it. As a matter of fact, I might do a thumbnail. This might be my thumbnail right here for this video. You want fast sell-through rate? Should I do a man face or a happy face? I don't know. There we go, right there. Look for those. And the last one should be the, this video is going to be long. Longer than most of my videos. Where are we at? Oh, here we go. The last one isn't necessarily anything to write home about as far as from a selling perspective, but we got a bunch of cheap records, and we listed all these. This one took forever to sell. I would never pick it up, but I had it sitting there. I was like, you know what? I'll just leave it in the store. But, now that I'm looking at it, salty. Now that I'm looking at it, it doesn't have salty in the name, in the title. I'm like, what the heck? As you can tell, this was listed on a whim. I believe we were out somewhere and took the pictures on this one. And sometimes I have done, pictures from the car before. I have done that. Like, if I see some items out there that I know are hot sellers, that I know, I already know the weights. I already know all the dimensions. I know everything about it. I'm like, all right, I'll just get this listed really quick because I know it's going to sell really, really fast. I have listed it from the car before. I have listed from a hotel before. I remember one time I got a bunch of cars, a bunch of vintage cars, brand new in the box. I forgot what the name. I think they were ERTLs. And I took them with me. We're going to go out that weekend. And I was like, you know what? I don't have time to, prep or anything or get anything listed. It was a last minute. We're going to go out of town. And so I just took all the cars with me and I listed from a hotel, and they all sold. So sometimes it might not be the cleanest listing out there, but it still sells. So we got all these records fairly cheap. I totally forgot. I mean, it was less than $1. It was like a buy one, get one free deal also. But this is salty. I'll tell you what it sold for. It's like I said, it's not really anything to write home about. But let me know if you guys know who Salty is. And now that I'm looking at it, Salty is not in the name of this. So that's probably why it sat for so long. See, I make mistakes from time to time as well. We're all human. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to make bad buys. We're going to make, create poor listings, so it's going to happen, but sometimes, you get lucky and things still sell. $6. So $8.84 is what they sold on it, or what they paid in shipping. So, we'll make a little bit of money on it, but Primarily, it is salty. I remember this from my childhood. Let me know from church if you guys are familiar with salty out there. Did you guys have salty? I'm pretty sure it was nationwide. I'm pretty sure everybody was aware of salty or who salty was, but it was a book, a Bible, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, something cool from my childhood. Not that I collect salty anything, so that's why I sold it. All right, let me close out of that. But let me know what you guys think of the video. Let me know what you think of the pickups. Let me know what you guys think of the talking points. I think I talked too much about whiskey in this one, so I won't do that every single video. If you're just joining me, or just watching this, I don't necessarily talk about whiskey, but when I go on a rant, or when it's something that I like or know a lot about, I'll start to go off on a tangent. So this is not really a whiskey channel, but either way, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.